YouTube. So I'm sick of everybody fighting about the sun simulator and um, theorizing on what the government is doing to reflect or um, use crystals in the atmosphere and lasers to make holographic images and things of this nature. And a lot of people are getting really treated poorly and talked to badly and disrespected for these opinions, like they're not feasible. The government could never do that. Um, you know, they're not doing that. The physics and the chemistry are really debated. So I want to. I know what the government's doing and have for a long time. I just haven't really said anything yet. But to just to bolster some backup for my homies out there that are really trying to preach truth, I want to show a document here from 1990. Now, remember, that talks about plasma in the atmosphere and how it can be used. So here we go. This document was unclassified. It's an Air Force document talking about plasma cloaking, air chemistry, broadband absorption, and plasma generation. This is from 1990 now, remember, okay? So you can imagine what they can do now. Plasma with electron number densities generated in air or a noble gas constitute tenuous plasmas. If the ambient pressure is near atmospheric so that the gas density is of the order, then the plasma is collisional, and the cold collisional dispersion relation predicts electromagnetic characteristics. A plasma generated by an electron beam or by photoionization produces a spatially decreasing electron density. The spatial electron density approximated results in low backscatter and light attenuation. Bandwidth and attenuation are quantified. An air chemistry deionization solution is described that estimates plasma lifetime. The lifetime and electron density are sufficient to estimate the power required by a plasma absorber. Plasmas generated in air require a high input power. A plasma generated in a noble gas seated with a readily ionized material and confined by a membrane requires much less power and is technically feasible. Plasma absorber would exceed the capabilities of carbon-based absorber and is broadband from VHF through X-band. This plasma can be used as a switchable cloaking device to replace carbon-based absorber. Now, I know that's a lot of technical jargon, and we'll get into some layman um, expressions here in this. Introduction. This report summarizes the results of a 3-year investigation conducted by SRI International on the generation and reflective absorptive properties of man-made atmospheric pressure plasma. The initial thrust was to understand plasma generation in the Earth's atmosphere from sea level to 300,000 feet. SRI thus investigated plasma lifetime, or more exactly, the deionization solution for a tenuous plasma. The investigation resulted in an air chemistry code specifically set up for the Earth's atmosphere and later extended to noble gases. Most significantly, SRI derived an estimate of plasma lifetime as a function of gas consumption, or composition, pressure, and electron number density. Lifetime is important because the power required to sustain a man-made tenuous is inversely proportional to lifetime. If the lifetime is long enough, the power required is low and plasma generation becomes feasible. Motivation for this research was twofold. Man-made plasma in the Earth's atmosphere could be used to reflect electromagnetic waves. An artificial ionospheric mirror, or absorb electromagnetic waves. The cold collisional plasma model, the theory for reflection from an Epstein profile, provided a tractable and computationally feasible model for estimating electromagnetic effects. Estimates of the reflection coefficient at 270,000 feet quantified the importance of a sharp transition of free space to plasma for the ionospheric mirror application. So what does a mirror do? It reflects. It reflects electromagnetic waves. What is light? So if you're reflecting something, then you can either reflect it away or you can mirror the scenery, so to speak, and cloak large objects using the chemistry of our atmosphere. Okay? Now, why do you think they were wanting to do that? Why would you need to turn our atmosphere into a cloaking device? The power reflection coefficient for backscatter from a plasma was computed and found to be significantly lower than that for commercially available absorbers. See, they already had the carbon absorber, they already had this tech pre-90. The concept for a cloaking device, a means to reduce electromagnetic backscatter using a collisional plasma, has a relevancy to radar cross-section measurements and signature control. A plasma absorber would operate near the ambient atmospheric pressure to be broadband from VHF through X-ray X-band. So VHF, that's like a TV screen. That's like TV. Um, and have greater theoretical absorption coefficient than any commercially produced carbon. Okay. An important part of this cloaking concept is estimating the power required to generate a plasma gradient. Well, with the chemtrailing and the noble gas or the barium, strontium, barium, norbite crystals, and these things, all of this stuff that we don't even really know what's up there, that they're aerosol injecting. How do we? I mean, they could literally set up a perfect cloaking device, as far as this paper says, um, with just what was naturally there to start with. So, but why? Why do that? I can understand for like radar and those purposes, but what else could you do with this tech? Um, so, air chemistry. Let's see, additional reactions. Um, this goes through lifetimes, broadband. So the real purpose for this, you can go and find this. Just Google, um, cloaking devices using plasma, and you'll come up with all kinds of crazy stuff. Um, and the reason why I wanted to show this mainly is to give some credit to the people that are really getting knocked down right now, talking about what the government could possibly be using, and as far as what chemtrails do, and as far as cloaking devices and technology, and things that people are saying are pseudoscience and woo-woo and far out science fiction. No, no. People, you can't imagine what our government is really doing and what they really know how to do. I mean, this is 1990, okay? So, um, anyway, this is a very good paper. I would read it, and it will really blow your mind. But I want to keep this video kind of short, so um, but do go check it out.